yet another episode of the Girlfriend Show.
But we are not girls, we are ladies.
We're girls. I'm a baby girl for life.
You're old.
Baby girl for life.
You were a girl before, now you're a lady.
Anyway, guys, we are in for another episode. But before we get on for the day, remember we have previous episodes still streaming on YouTube. Please go to Eagles FM Abuja and subscribe, share, comment down below and let us know what your thoughts are. I mean, these are the things that will keep us going here on the show. So we want to see you right there. It's at Eagles FM Abuja. Now on to the business of today. I feel like most of our conversations are centered around people, relationship, scandal, sex, marriage, and all of that. But I mean, you're not wrong. We go again today because I feel like the entirety of human existence is surrounded in just relationships, basically. You see a person functioning well, but let them have a bad report about their boyfriend or their girlfriend. The day is completely ruined. And they're like, I don't know what's wrong with me. You're quarreling with your boyfriend. Go and settle.
It just shows how we need
go and settle. Yes.
No man is an island.
Exactly. So yes, for today, it's a very confusing thing because it's value, feelings, and family. Because at the end of the day, you have to satisfy all three of these things.
You can't satisfy everybody though.
You know, sometimes. But I mean, this person is it at a dilemma or in a dilemma right now? And they need to know what our thoughts are. And I mean, that's what makes this place an interesting place to be. So yes, the question is, she's in love with someone else, but her parents are insisting that she gets married to someone from her tribe. I know this is a common practice in Africa because it's assumed that when you're marrying someone from your tribe, that's your ethnic group, you people have the same values. So there are so many things that you might not have to understand. You know, there's that culture shock when you're going to marry from another tribe where they're starting to learn new things about your family, starting to learn new things about, your ethnic group or what have you. So the parents might have their reason, but the child might also have their reason. Do you think that feelings should supersede the judgment of the parent? What do you guys think about this?
Benedicta.
No, Cassandra should open the floor.
I thought I opened the floor last. Okay.
Your name is C.
So, but if we're going by the
don't think about it. You're the C that I see. So let's
see. Anyway,
okay. All right. Let's
so
hear.
C gets to open the floor.
Yeah.
Unconventionally though. All right, now talking about the fact that she is in a dilemma whether she follow family, faith, or love. If it were in Nollywood, I would say love will prevail.
Okay.
But the truth of the matter is, men will shame you. So at the end of the day, yes, if you are looking like this, I'm getting to a point.
Okay.
Because even if you choose
It looks like she wants to preach a sermon, but anyways, that's by the way.
I mean, she's dressed like a pastor, sermon.
If you choose the man, one day he will look in your face and tell you, did I ask you to leave your family for me? So, anyway, when it comes to this love thing, it's just prayers and the mercy of God. Because even if you choose that man over your family, one day he will disgrace you.
Why do we always water things down to God? We give God our responsibility.
We don't necessarily water things down, but I think we just get to acknowledge the place of divinity in our existence.
But you know that God never chose anybody for anybody.
But God directed you.
He can direct your path.
Divine,
No, don't let anybody fool you. God did not make any specific person for anybody. You
God
make your choice.
your man for you.
No, you make your choice.
To you.
I mean, you make your choice and you help God. You pray to God to help you.
Divine matter.
Okay, hallelujah. Did God? I'm sorry, Cassandra.
Okay.
Did God tell you who you are dating now that you should?
God gave her options to choose, and He directed her path.
Question. Let Cassie.
Okay, Cassie, go on.
It's like how it used to be back in the days, or in the Bible, where people fall into a trance, and then God
you show them.
and say, Samuel.
He never did that for a wife, safe.
No, I don't think
He
it's
never did
literally
that.
like that.
Yes.
Like you said,
Yeah.
we all believe in divinity. We believe in a supernatural force that controls us.
Yeah.
For the fact that we don't, when we go to church, is it the person that's standing on the pulpit that we're worshiping? No.
It's
It's
God.
because there's a representation
Of that person,
And
okay.
every day you wake up, something wakes you up. You know that you're sleeping sometimes. It's not even your alarm.
Yeah.
You just wake up. That spirit,
Subconsciously,
it just pushes you to wake up. So I believe that force, whatever we do, we have to recourse to that force. Now coming back to the part where we get to talk about the topic for today, the fact that someone seems to be in a dilemma. Like I was saying, men will shame you. I've said what I've said.
They will shame you.
Yes.
Trust a man.
Baby girl, even if you choose that man, one day he will look you in the face and tell you that he did not ask you to choose him. One day he will look you in the face and tell you that no wonder even your parents, you could not obey them. Be careful when it comes to these things, because honestly, if you go out there to take a survey, I don't have a survey, but I've listened to stories of older women or even younger women that have said they went all out for some men and they ended up being disappointed. Maybe for instance, their parents were like, you have to go to school first before you get married, and then they are like, oh, I'm in love, let me go marry. Don't worry, I'm an understanding. Let's be going and be seeing how it will be going. Please don't go and be seeing how it is going. It has to be clear from the very start. I'm not saying that everything has to be spelled out right from the beginning, but you must be very sure that this man, if you are going to go against your parents, it should be someone that will hold your hands.
Okay.
If you are not sure, don't go. Because, like I said, one day he will look you in the face and ask you whether he told you to disobey your parents. And he will use that very sacrifice that you've made for him against you. So what I would say is that you are in a crossroads. So what you should do, weigh your options. Your parents will always be your parents. Will they be always right? No. Do they have their reasons to say you have to go for tribe? Yes, because sometimes, like you said, the culture shocks are always there. Because sometimes you see that some people don't accommodate other people from other tribes. They may not say it, but through their actions,
You will know.
you marry that family, you go hear them. But for me, these are the situations where I like to say love is not enough.
Cassandra Cassandra literally does not trust men.
No, I
Do you trust men?
I'm a very
Trust men.
Why can't you trust
No,
me?
Even my father, I don't trust him.
Jesus Christ.
No, I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love, but I'm a very big fan of
Love with sense, please.
because life is life. I'm not saying that the man may not be good or will not be good, or like I said, he might be good to you, but he should be worth that sacrifice.
So you're saying listen to your parents in this case.
Listen to your parents, weigh your options. So does he have some kind of corner behavior that one day you wake up and why should they even be with someone that has corner behavior?
Okay, let's go on to you. Tell us.
Oh, wow. Okay, so personally, I'm against marrying from my tribe.
Wow.
Oh, you really don't want to.
I don't want to marry an Akwa Ibom person.
Eat.
Benue men with their wahala.
Like you eat
Like,
and yuck.
I don't like Calabar men.
She's telling you something you want to hear, but go
You
on.
just pretend like you didn't hear that.
No, go on.
Benue men are
You eat
heartbreakers.
and yuck.
They are heartbreakers. Let's be
Many men are
real.
not heartbreakers, babe.
Oh, because he is a Benue man. There's one. There are two behind the camera. I know some of them.
Heartbreakers.
And their waist are always ready to go for action.
They are good.
Moving on.
Thank you. That's a plus. That's a
a
plus
plus.
from God.
Exactly.
See this one. This one can tell you firsthand, but let's go on with Benedict.
You are eating and yucking at the same time.
Maybe we'll think about Benue. But personally, I'm against marrying from my side.
Right.
I'm against marrying an Akwa Ibom person. So the thing I have to say to women, if you're thinking about marrying a Calabar man, if you're thinking about marrying an Akwa Ibom man, they will have sex with you, they'll give you good loving, but they're very lazy. Very lazy.
This is controversial.
Very lazy. As a Calabar girl, I know what I'm saying. So I will not agree for that, because I cannot see myself venturing into a relationship with a lazy man. Now, even if I'm going to disagree with my parents based on the fact that I have reservations about Calabar people, if the man in question is not worth it, I will make it look like I'm listening to my parents, but in fact, I will break up with the man, but I'll still bring who I want to bring. and at the end of the day, it might be an Igbo man. Yeah.
Wow. So she's telling you her spec now. Let's go to Ife.
Southeast way.
Well, for me, I just like Benny said, I like to, take a lead from what she said. I personally do not want to marry someone from Delta State.
What happened in Niger Delta?
No,
South
it's not
men.
even about, the
It's
Southern
funny
and
that I had
Niger
this
Delta.
conversation throughout yesterday. I was
It's
talking
not
about
even-
this.
It's not about me or us in the Niger Delta or from the south.
Was it yesterday
I have
also?
always wanted, to marry
To
someone
move
from a
out.
distant,
Oh.
tribe. Yes, I've always loved that. As a matter of fact, growing up, I used to tell God, I want a Fulani man.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yes, I've always wanted that, but things didn't, happen that way. But the most important thing is, the compatibility, the love, the kindness. I mean, the values that you and this person share. So it's not necessarily about the tribe or what have you. Some parents will come out to tell you that, no, my child, I want you to marry from our tribe because they want to preserve certain cultural norms and values and what have you. But at the end of the day, I'm not getting married to this person to please you, my parents. It's for my own good and emotional well-being. All right. So for me, my parents cannot even tell me. As a matter of fact, there was a time my mom sat me down and she said she just listed number of villages and tribes.
You should not marry
that-
her.
That should not even near there.
And my village is even number 1.
That should not near there.
Yeah, say
And she came.
if any man is from this, if our village number 1, off your shoe and run. I'm like, Mommy, why? And I said, see, finish the 2 day. I think I've also heard people say
Exactly that.
Igbo
Exactly.
men, they tend to, they treasure their wives, especially when they are from same, tribe and whatever. But when they marry,
Outside.
an outsider, they kind of treat you like trash.
Are you
understand?
sure?
I've heard
Not
that.
really. It
heard
depends
that.
on the Igbo man.
I've heard that.
Depends.
So for me, my parents cannot outrightly tell me that, if you don't marry, even when I was dating a northerner, I don't want to attach religion to this. Now, when I was dating a northerner, and everything was kind of smooth, my mom would say, my dear, forget about it because that place is too far. Because where I come from, the traditional marriage rites, they're actually in 3 segments. You understand? So there's a part, the final ritual will be when they escort you to your husband, to your family, and
I think
all
it's
of
an
that.
African. It's an
Okay,
African thing.
so imagine me coming from, Delta, Isoko in Delta, and then I'm getting married to someone from, let's say,
Kano.
not Kano, maybe Sokoto.
Zamfara.
No, Zamfara. Maybe Kebbi,
Far north.
Yeah, far north. Or even Borno State. So who's going to escort me all the way from
Must they?
Delta to... It's a must.
Come on.
Like you must.
It's a must because if they don't escort me to my husband's house, if my daughters are getting married, they won't also be escorted. And it's more
I
like...
think they do that at my place, but I don't think it's like very strict.
It's quite demeaning,
Like,
honestly,
what
for a woman. I mean,
Not to be
when
escorted.
when you are amongst your fellow women, and
It's
it's
they
like a
just
bragging
want
right.
to be the
I'm legally
Nobody
married, and
escorted.
they've escorted me to my husband's house. And
That's what they will use to
Wow.
cut the groom's neck. This Africa.
No,
Because
the woman is to cut the groom's neck.
That's it.
But let's not.
They look for the slightest, and that's why we have a lot of single people in Africa. Let me tell you, because of all of these things that they say, don't do that. Before you do this, you have to do that. These days, some people's list is entering up to
Especially
like
the Igbos.
millions of naira, and it doesn't even make any sense. This guy is struggling. He's trying his best, and he just wants to settle down because he feels like time is not on his side. And then you give him a 3 million naira bill. Where do you expect him to get it
To
from?
wrap up my
Become a
thoughts,
baby mama
ladies,
and
to wrap up my thoughts.
Yes, so and they take care of you like a wife.
I really would love to, marry someone that is kind of like rooted in his own culture.
His own culture.
You understand your language. I'm sorry if you're watching this. You understand you can speak it.
Doesn't he
You understand?
That's what she's trying to say. But go
You can
on.
Go
speak
on.
it for the sake of my kids.
Language.
Because you see, when I hear people, from different tribes, like
Speak
tribes
to
different
Sharon.
from mine, I really love that diversity. The difference, from the meals that you have, your way of life, and so these are the things I actually fancy, and I treasure things
Love.
like this
What
so
would you
much.
advise this young lady to do? Should she
My dear.
disobey her parents?
My dear, follow your heart.
Wow.
But check your heart.
At the end of the day, you guys are not even giving. But anyways,
One day.
the truth is, many times you have to find out why your parents are saying you should not marry from a certain tribe.
Most of the time it's because they have someone in the village already agreed.
No,
Village care.
no, that's
They
not.
have an agreement with some
Village.
people that when
Why?
No,
when
that's
when
because
Cassandra-
doesn't happen again. No.
Okay.
But the
That's
truth
why
is,
since they have a husband for you in the village.
Okay, so the truth is, yes, while I'm from a place that is completely different, because I don't have any, don't marry this tribe, don't marry this tribe. It doesn't happen where I'm from. Like, you can marry literally anybody, especially my immediate family. It's not, love is love. My parents had a love marriage, so they encourage a love marriage, basically. But the thing is, you have to find out why they're asking you to marry from your tribe. We're Africans, and we have some very dangerous cultures here in Africa. From my place, there are people in the East, they call them Osu. You should not marry from there. It's because of some of the spiritual things that were obtainable there many years before.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere. But there's a particular place from the state I come from, right? Hold on. It's from the same local government, but no, but it's from I can't do that because it's just it might not be the same for everybody. It's not hearsay. It's part of the culture. You cannot take money from your ex and use it in your home. You need permission for literally everything. So I'm a maid woman. I have money. I cannot give it to my parents without my husband's consent. Wow. There are some of these things. So your parents. So do you expect my mother to now ask me to marry somebody that would not let me the privilege of reaching out to them? I can't come and tell you every time as my partner that my parents want to drink water, my parents want to eat noodles, I can't do that. It's demeaning to my parents. That's what I think. Because my parents, I should be able to reach out to my parents when and however I want to. I don't need to take permission from my partner. All I need to do is tell my partner that, I had to reach out to mommy like this. I had to reach out to daddy like this. So you need to first understand why your parents are insistent that you marry that culture or you marry from that place. Because remember, we are younger than them, and an elder is not always right.
Exactly.
But they can be right, especially when it comes to things about culture and tradition and do's and don'ts. So that might be the reason they are saying, okay, you can't marry anywhere else apart from your tribe, because it's safe to marry from. Now, from where I'm from, I can say it's safe to marry from there, because we don't have any one of these cultural barriers.
Tell us now.
She's from Kogi.
We don't have. It's not about that. So it's not all about cultural barriers. It's not all about. We don't have all of those things because. You can't say from Kogi, because there are places in Kogi that still have very, very, very dangerous cultures. Do you understand? But I'm just trying to say that understand why that decision is being made in the first place. Now, if you understand why the decision is being made in the first place, then you can now dialogue. Because what I feel like most children do is they rebel against the parents. Your parents will tell you, don't marry this person. What is it? You are screaming. You are not giving them reasons why you should. Because remember, it's for your own good. They're not going to live there with the parents. So understand where they are coming from and tell them where you also are coming from. Because there are times when now Benedicta said an Akwa Ibom boys are very lazy. When it comes to pleasing you sexually, they are there, which is something that I've heard. It's not the first time I'm hearing that.
You're not looking for a hardworking man.
But the truth
is only supposed to be hardworking in the bedroom.
But the truth is that I've also seen Akwa Ibom men that are very hardworking. So it can't be like a one-sided. Yes, it can't be like a blanket conversation. From the Benue you are talking about now, we know that Benue people are known for farming. That's what they are known for. They are hardworking, especially when it comes to and all of that. We know that the men are hardworking. We know that they're like that. But somebody else now might tell you that they drink too much.
Exactly.
So you see,
anywhere they don't drink in this country.
No, but they drink a lot.
In this country where they drink, they even name their children after the bottles of those.
Yes, but the truth is, okay. So you see that you cannot.
Somebody is dating Benue man, you not keep quiet.
So the thing, Jesus, man, is not there. But the truth is that. The truth is, you cannot generalize like that. So if I know that, okay, mommy, this is where I met this person from, I don't think he's like that. Maybe you should speak to him first to understand it. Maybe you should ask questions. And Africans, we are good at finding out things. You can go and find out somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody that you can ask questions. Do you get? But this generation, we just say, I love him. We met in Abuja, Pam, we have gone to the village. Nobody is going to ask any question about the background where that person is from. So I think that's one of the reasons. I don't think you should argue with your parents, the lady in question. I don't think you should argue with your parents. I think you should first understand why they're asking you not to marry that person.
So after
and then if you understand it, then dialogue. If you know that this person you are getting, because everybody has different things they are looking for in partners. It might be performance, you know. It might be that. It might be that.
No. So are you saying your man is not performing? If he's not performing, will you be there?
I'm just saying. But will you be there? I'm making reference to what you said.
By the way you are talking, it looks like he services you well because the way you're acting this guy
is none of your business.
But the truth,
obviously, the way you just did your hand is obvious.
Now there are some parts here in Nigeria, a particular part where some people would say you cannot marry in that family. Some women themselves, they will even be like, you cannot marry in that tribe because if you cheat as a woman,
your husband will die.
Your husband
so
will
that's
die.
it. That might be the reason.
Some families would say,
don't marry there. It's not like
you're afraid.
It's not like you are planning to cheat. No, see, you see the problem. We like lying to ourselves. Everybody has the tendency to cheat,
but we don't cheat.
Yes. Put yourself in the situation where you will cheat. Yes, put yourself in the situation where you will cheat and see if you won't cheat. The reason most people don't cheat.
Like you are ready.
The reason most people don't cheat.
People that cover up, and then they do fast.
You think self-discipline will help you not to cheat? Where I'm seeing my spec, you say self-discipline.
No.
And it's boundary.
You know what you want.
What I want.
Do you even know what you want?
What I want.
What do you want?
It can't help you.
Hey, young lady, try not to disobey your parents.
If it is important to disobey. The elders are not always right. The elders are not always right.
At the end of it, not follow your heart. Be logical. While you are following your heart, be logical. You go and follow.
Don't trust men. Trust yourself.
You go and follow a man that in their village. You go and follow a man that's in their village. If you do not born a boy for them, they will chase you. You better open your eye and be careful. It's not all love.
Which one is heart again? They say they choose with heart.
Yes.
Choose with your eyes and sense.
Logic. All right. I think
we'll leave you in the desert without water.
So at the end of the day, I think we have come to the end of this episode anyways, because it always has to end like
your
this.
Parents are not always right.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
Do what is good. but
your parents are not always right.
The truth is weigh your options, but it doesn't end with just us here. That's our opinion, you know. So just drop yours underneath this video. Let us know what your thoughts are about this. And the question still remains, would you marry according to how your parents want? Because this lady is saying, my parents are saying I must marry for my tribe. I shouldn't marry outside my tribe. Do you think this is why are you doing sign language? There's the guy behind the camera.
I mean, there's a Benue man here.
Yes, but you guys have to decide. Like, you have to decide and let us know what your thoughts are underneath the video. Like, subscribe, share,
your parents
and
are always
comments down below. Thank you so much.